Welcome viewers to another fabulous episode of Unapologetically Free. Now for today's video, I'm going to answer the many questions that were posted by the viewers on the Q&A video. Now, first up by Roanne Horn, Roenhorn. First question by him, do you think NoFap will increase longevity? Now, for this question to work, let's say hypothetically, let me compare two of the same person. The same person with his entire life without fapping, and the same person where he consistently faps almost every single day. Now, the caveat over here is this is the same person, which means the only difference perhaps is that this person does no fap for most, if not all of his life, and this person faps most, if not all of his life. Now, then to answer this question, I would say that this person who does not fap most, if not all of his life, will live longer than this fapper. The no fapper will live longer than the fapper. Now, there are a few reasons. Now, longevity has been linked to your social life. They have found out that people who tend to have more friends, more social interaction, tend to also live longer. Now, socialization is a human need, but if you always rely on escapism like the fapper to escape from certain hurt, certain rejection, you will live shorter in that sense because you are rejecting the pain from rejection, the pain from socialization. That's number one. And number two, most people who are chronic fappers do not really go out of their house. They are inactive people. So to answer this question, being a no-fapper would actually force you to go out, talk to people, to go out and be more active. And let me just drop in another tip. There has been studies shown that the people who really live long lives tend to cut down on their calorie intake. There's almost like this very strong correlation. People who eat a lot of calories tend to die younger. They tend to die younger, and it doesn't matter how much calories you burn, it's more of how much calories you take in. So if you really want to live a longer life, eat less. Go out and talk to more people, and yes, I believe no fap, the kind of strict no fap, okay? Not the kind where you fap once every week and consider that no fap. I'm referring to the really strict no fap. Let me go to the second question. If it was an option, would you want to live forever? Now, the answer is no. The answer is no because if I, as a human being, can live forever, then every other human being will live forever. Now, it is my belief that whatever happens to me will happen to most other people, in the sense that there are laws such as gravity that happens to every single person in this world. They are universal in nature. And if perhaps my lifespan suddenly is just infinite, it will mean that other people's lives are also infinite. And when I think about something like this, I would imagine a world where people that start living so long, they will start getting depressed because they'll ask themselves, when will there be an end? And to me, I don't even want to go down that line. It's just depressing to understand and to know that there is no end to humanity. There is no end to living. And in the end, the whole world will just be populated, overpopulated, and then there will be some really huge problems. And secondly, I believe in Christ, which means I'm a Christian, which means I believe that life doesn't end when I die. And I believe that I will live eternally in heaven. So, I mean, technically, I don't know what heaven will be like, but there is this hope, knowing that at the end of this temporal life, I will live on. So that's the answer to that question. The second question comes from Joshua Villasenor. Just want to ask you where you are from. The answer is Singapore. It's a sunny island, which is a country in Southeast Asia. Singapore. The next question is by Avi Sharma. After how many days of no-fap do we start getting the benefits? Question mark. Now this is what I believe. 7 days for the benefits of semen retention to start to kick in. I say this from my own personal experience. It does take time for your semen to build up after you have ejaculated and lost it. And to start feeling the benefits, 7 days. But if you want to feel the benefits from the healing of your brain, then perhaps from the 21st day to 30th day, you will start to feel the benefits. But something very important, around the 60th day, a bit earlier or a bit later, you'll experience this thing called the flat line, where you absolutely feel nothing. And you'll have to push through all the way until day 90 for you to experience the complete normalization. I would say 80 to 70% normalization of your brain. And 90 days onwards, there won't be tremendous or like crazy kind of brain healing. You are largely normalized. But I do hear people who still experience some benefits as they go on after 90 days. Now, the last question is from IMPM. How do you beat urges while studying? Or what do you do when you need to study and don't have much time? Now, the first part of the question, how to beat urges, I would highly recommend that you study with a friend that studies. Okay, put yourself in a place where you are not likely to give in to urges. Okay, it's not easy to just sit down and concentrate when all you're concentrating on is your urges, are your urges, whatever. But it is entirely possible to experience that same urge, but because you are in a public space, such as a public library, your fear of social repercussion will definitely force you to not watch pornography. Likely, okay? Just put yourself in a place where you tend not to be in the habit of watching pornography. Now, the second part of the question, what do you do when you need to study and do not have much time? Let me give you a practical solution that is also specific. What I do when I don't have much time, well, don't have much time is really subjective. I have no idea what you mean by don't have much time. Is it 3 days? Is it 1 week? Or is it 2 weeks? Whatever it is. For myself, let's imagine I have 4 subjects, A, B, C, D, and I only have 1 week to study for these 4 subjects. I will ask myself, what do I desire as my grades for each of the subjects? For example, if I want to get straight A's, okay, I will ask myself the next question. What amount of time do I need to study for each subject roughly in order to achieve that particular grade? So if for subject A, I believe I need 14 hours to reach that grade of A, then I'll write down 14. Subject B, maybe I'm more confident, 8 hours. Subject C, I'm really bad at it, 50 hours. Subject D, perhaps 20 hours. Once I know the grade and I know how much time I need to spend, then I will start adding up the amount of time that I need. The amount of time that I need in total. Let me add them up. Okay, perhaps it's 100 hours. And just imagine if I only have 1 week to study 100 hours and perhaps can put in the exact dates of your examination, ask yourself, will you be able to study that allotted number of time? Because if you cannot, you have to start aiming for a lower grade. You have to start aiming for a lower grade. Perhaps the subject that you need 50 hours, you might have to settle for a B. A B maybe you can achieve in 20 hours, that's 30 hours cut. So on and so forth. Make sure you're specific and you know how much time you're spending on it, and the rest is just execution. If you need 8 hours, just execute it 8 hours and you should get it. If you are not a very good estimator of how much time you need to reach a certain grade, just start practicing this method and you will gradually get the hang out of it. Now that's all for today's video. If you like it, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you again.